Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Magic the Gathering. I am, what am I, Hunter Strength? No, wait, oh man, I'm the Chant deck. Oh god. Alright, well, I don't like the deck, but I will play it, because I have no choice, because that's what it gave me. Alright, so my ally is playing Masks of Dimir. Wow, what if this was just a mirror match? What if this is a chant and that's a mask? That would most likely be a mind maze over a Mask of Dimir if these opponents actually picked their decks. Alright, so my ally is going to Thought Scour at the opponent. That means they lose 2 cards from their library, and my opponent, or my ally, gets to draw a card, which he drew Lobotomy, which is also a good card. Feel free to pause right there if you want to read what that does. I guess I could say what it does too. Oh, yep. Wow. Oh my god, and he just played a swamp. This is an exact mirror match right now. Wow. Okay, I'll drop a land. I'll play Rampant Growth after my ally plays, what, Shattering Rats? Ravenous Rats? It's not even chattering, it's chittering, I think is the card I was talking about. So this forces my opponent to discard a card. So my opponent is making that choice. He discarded a land. That's a good choice in this deck because there are a lot of ways to get lands back. I'm going to play a Rampant Growth. Here we go. So that comes into the battlefield tapped. Next turn I'll probably play a Grazing Gladeheart. And then whenever we play a land, we'll gain 2 life. So I'll play him first and then play a land. Alright, there's Chittering Rats. So who is he going to stall? My ally. So my ally has to put a card back on the top of his library to draw next turn. So that is a stalling card. Alright, so I will play the Grazing Gladeheart, as I said I would. Then I'll drop a land so we start to gain life. Yes, I do want to use that ability, thank you. My ally is going to play the Dimir Guildmage. For 4 mana, he can either have an opponent discard a card or draw a card. I think he can choose me or target player. Yeah, so if he wanted me to draw a card, he could do that, or he could just target himself. Another Chittering Rats. Is he going to delay me or my ally? My ally again. Wow, that sucks. That's 2 rounds of not being able to pull new cards. And my other opponent is about to activate his Kaliki Heart Expedition. I know it's not Kaliki, people. I just make up my own names for things. Alright, so I'm going to drop another land. My ally is going to play a 1/1 flying creature. When it dies, he's allowed to draw a card. So I'm going to play that. Yes, I do want to use the ability. I'm going to also play my Oracle of Maldaya, which now I will play with the top card of my library revealed. And if that is a land, I get to play it. Yes, I want to use that ability. And the Oracle also allows me to play an additional land, so I can now play up to 2. I'm not going to attack because my opponent has 2 2/2 creatures out that can kill it, and I really want to abuse this ability, so I do not want that guy to die. So here we go. My opponent's about to sack this and draw 2 more lands. I think it's 2, right? Putting into play tapped. Yeah. While my other opponent draws 2 cards, and now he's going to play another elf, which is going to get him another land. And this is when the big creatures are probably going to start making their debut. So I could play 2 more lands next turn because of my Oracle. And what, I have 6, so I'd have 8. Alright, I'm not going to block. My ally is going to sack his 1/1 basically to block the damage, and now he's going to be able to draw a card, which is something he really needs right now because he's been stalled for 2 turns. So I'm going to drop 2 lands. Yes, I want to use that ability. So that's 4 more life for us, and then I'm going to play the Worm first, and then next turn I'm going to drop this enchantment on it, which gives it +10/+10, Annihilate 2, and Trample. So it will be a 17/17 Trampler with Annihilate 2. That is just so insane. Oh, also, when he comes into play, we gain 7 life. And when he dies, hey, we get to draw a card. So that was a ton of life gain this turn, just off of me. What was that, 11? Gained 11 life off this round. So these are the cards that were, what, lobotomized? Or revealed? All this dust. What? Oh, okay, so those were the cards in his hand. So he has all this dust. So actually my opponent is probably going to clear the board on his turn by playing all his dust. And my ally lobotomized Umalk's Crusher out of the game. Yep, there it is. That's okay. That's okay. The board is cleared, but I still have It That Betrays, as well as I just pulled this Primeval Titan because I got to draw a card since my worm died. So I'll play this guy next turn, which will give us 2 more lands just by being played. Because I'm not going to have enough mana to play It That Betrays, unfortunately. My ally, whenever a blue creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may have target player draw a card. Whenever a black creature enters the battlefield under control, you can have a target player discard a card. I've never seen that enchantment before. That's really cool. So I'm going to play the Primeval Titan. I'm going to draw 2 lands from it. Just in a second. Yes, I do. Thank you very much. There we go. So there we go. 2 more lands tapped. I obviously cannot swing this turn. If I believe if I draw a land next turn and play it, I can play It That Betrays. If not, then I'm just going to slap this Eldrazi conscription on top of my 6/6 Titan to make him a 16/16 Trampler. Alright, my opponent is activating this guy's ability to have my other opponent draw a card. It costs 4 each time he does that. My other opponent is playing the Expiration, which allows him to play additional land every turn. That's very good earlier in the game. I guess it's okay right now if my opponent has 2 lands in his hand. Alright, so I did get the Forest. So instead of playing the Eldrazi conscription, sorry I keep butchering that word, I'm going to play It That Betrays. Meanwhile, my ally is lobotomy my opponent, so he's going to be able to exile more cards. So he did. Oh, excellent! He got to get rid of all the It That Betrays cards, which there was only 1 in his deck. All right, so I'm going to play It That Betrays. There we go. And I'm going to swing with my 6/6, which when he swings, we get to draw 2 additional lands. Yes, I want to use that ability. So next turn I'm going to swing with the 11/11, and this card is so cool because it's Annihilate 2, and whenever an opponent sacrifices a non-token permanent, I get that card. Anything, as long as it's not as long as it is not a token, this thing will get it every single time a player sacrifices something. How crazy is that? It's pretty crazy. Oh no, he's gonna. Oh, you bastard! All right, so that's okay. This card, put it on the top of my library, basically. That's fine. Next turn, I'm going to play this then on top of my 6/6 and swing. Because I don't want to spend another turn dropping my It That Betrays card and not being able to swing with an annihilating creature. So, here we go. I'm just going to play this enchantment instead. That's a 16/16 Annihilating Trampler. I may not get the cards that opponents have to sacrifice for it, but it's still pretty good. My ally is summoning a blue-black creature, so that means he gets to activate both of these abilities. That's very cool. Very cool. Because it's a blue-black creature. Alright, so when our combat phase hits, I'm going to swing with my Primeval Titan and gain 2 more lands. This deck is dumb. Oh, he's actually going to have me draw a card. Okay, all this dust. So, that's like a get out of jail free card, basically. So, it clears all colored permanents on the board. All colored permanents. Yes, I want to use the ability. Let's get 2 more lands. There we go. My opponent already sacrificed 2 creatures, and now... Are they going to swing? They're saying GG, which it probably is, if they can't get rid of this card. But yeah, so say if they got rid of my 16/16... Oh, well, unfortunately... These guys are protected because they're colorless, and this specifically is colored permanents. So the Eldrazi creatures are immune to this card. Alright, so they're going to target me to discard a card. I'm going to discard All Is Dust because I no longer need it. And I'd rather discard that than It That Betrays. Target creature gets +4/+4. When it becomes the target of a ability, then you have to sacrifice Illusionary Armor or a spell. So they're just getting one more swing off. I'm going to drop down It That Betrays. And since he attacks with a 6/6, they can't block this guy to kill him. What is this? Put a token on the battlefield that's a copy of target artifact or creature. Wow! I've never seen that card. So my ally just copied my 11/11. 11/11. Oh wait, oops. Oh. I meant... Well, okay. I guess I get to draw a card off of it. I'm going to swing for 16/16. My opponent directly across from me has to sacrifice 2 cards before the attack phase even starts. And I got those since they were sacrificed because of this guy's ability. I'm going to gain 2 more lands. This is insane. I don't think I've ever had these many lands before. And now they have to block it. So I just got... I would have sacrificed my lands and blocked the 16/16 with my 9/9 just to, you know, stay around for another turn. You never know what you could get. But they decided to just end it there. So good game to my opponents. I don't like the chant deck, people. You know I don't. But I random my deck, so if I get it, I get it, and I'll play it to the best of that I can. So what happened there is just my chant deck, I was able to draw what I needed before my opponent's chant deck could. So that's basically what happened there. My ally got shut down pretty hard through most of the game by his opponent directly across from him with all the stalling cards from the Chittering Rats. So they, I don't know, they kind of cancel each other out, kind of. The opponent across from me delayed their demise by playing that All Is Dust card and clearing the board. So that was, I guess, a good play on his part. But other than that, there wasn't really that much going on in that game, to be honest. I guess towards the end, the other guy started to get more creatures on the board. He got that Illusionary Armor to make his dude a 6/6, but I don't know. It was a pretty slow, uneventful game. Kind of straightforward. So anyway, good game to my opponents. I hope you enjoyed that match. It's still fun to win. I guess even though it's a chant deck, it's not the way I would prefer to win, but a win is a win. So there you have it. All right, so I will see you all next time. Take care, everybody.